Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm Ryan in Singapore. Welcome to the Mindfulness Daily Practice. Hi Rachel, hi Suzanne, hi Rob, hi Kathy, hi Jean, hi Judy, hi Leslie. Hello Jason, good to see you. Hi Dirk. And, did I say hi to Rob yet? Yes, okay. Hello Edelyn, hello Sybil, hi Angela, hi Andrew. Hello, Diane. Welcome everybody. Hi, Sarah. No worry. Hey, there's no late. You show up when you can. Maybe you only show up for the meditation. Maybe you only show up for the closing. Maybe you only show up for the beginning. It's okay. If you miss anything, you can always check out the recordings. So all of these sessions are recorded. So if you want to, and of course with the recording, you can jump around to the parts that are more interesting to you. So you check those out. Don't worry about being on time, although it is really nice to be here together. Hello, Caesar. So where are we? We're doing a topic on neuroscience and mindfulness. So how does mindfulness affect the brain? So each day we're kind of chatting a little bit about different topics. Yesterday we talked about neuroplasticity. So what we think, what we do, what we pay attention to changes the physical structure of the brain. So your brain is not static. That you can, through training exercises, change how you react to things. I think this is really good news for people who say, well, this is how I am. I think this is just kind of an excuse that we give ourselves. Oh, this is how I am. I'm not a people person. I love being inside. I don't want to hang out with anybody, and that's just how I am. I have 3 friends, and I don't want to have any more friends. This could be this attitude of this is just what I'm going to be, and this is how my life is going to be because it's how I am. And so this is the good news. Neuroplasticity is that you are not set in stone. In fact, you're changing all the time. And sometimes, as we're not intending to change, we continue to reinforce the old habits by doing them over and over again, making it even harder to break out of them. So mindfulness is, well, in one word, awareness. Become aware of what's going on at any given moment. So in real time, seeing what's going on in my mind, what's going on in my body. And as we have that awareness, the awareness is the first step for us to be able to start making changes. So of course, if you're not very good at paying attention, is there a way that I can pay attention more? So one of these is by practicing mindfulness, meditation. Meditation and the way that we do mindfulness meditation is designed for you to increase your ability to pay attention. So by learning to pay attention and practicing paying attention to something that might be a bit challenging. I think maybe if someone tells you, oh, just pay attention to your breath for 1 minute, you go, oh, that's easy, I can do that. And then as you actually try it out, you realize, this is a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. So that was yesterday's topic. Today's topic is about anticipatory and residual stress. So anticipatory stress means you know that a challenging event is coming. You see that event coming, and even though you're not experiencing anything at this moment, your anticipation of that event causes you stress. And then residual stress is the opposite side. So after the event is over, it's that reflecting back, going, wow, that was hard. That was painful. That was challenging. Oh, this is so hard for me to deal with. And this is the residual stress. And so the study that was done that I'll walk through today was one of the control group is non-meditators. The experimental group is meditators. And so what was done in this particular case was about physical pain. So there was a hot device that was brought up to the forearm of the participant, and the participant, is not an item that's going to harm you. It's just one that's going to cause pain. And so this is called a thermode. So the thermode was placed on the arm of the participant, and then it was pulled away. And so the entire time the brain's being scanned. So we're in the fMRI scanner to see what's going on inside the brain. And so what was shown is the activation in the stress regions happened for a significantly longer time for non-meditators. So non-meditators, as they're already seeing the thermode, the stress levels begin spiking. And then everything's maximum when the thermode is in contact with their skin, when the pain is happening, and then as it's pulled away, there are still elevated levels of stress for a relatively long period of time. And so this is, we'll break down what this is in a moment. With meditators, and this is like when I say meditators, this is like the Olympic level meditators, like 10,000 plus hours of meditation. When the thermode comes, there's no stress response. And when the thermode touches, then the stress response peaks, and interestingly, it's a bit higher than the non-meditators, so that they're feeling the pain in full. And then as it's pulled away, then the stress response immediately drops. And so what's this data telling us is, well, one, the past and the present. I mean, this is really what we're seeing, is that the non-meditators spend a lot of additional time, a lot of additional stress, stressing about what is about to happen to them, and then what has already happened to them. And that the veteran meditators, these Olympic level meditators, we find that this doesn't happen, that they're in the moment, that as we see this thing coming, the stress isn't there because it hasn't happened yet. And then after it's gone, seeing that stress immediately dissipates because whatever situation we've had is already complete. And so I think this is really valuable information. Shows as well that, and I think something that I try to remind all of us here today is that, and not just today and a lot of these sessions, is that the way that we react to physical stimuli and emotional stimuli, just the way we react to stimuli in general, tends to be similar. So whether it's physical, whether it's painful, emotional situations, we tend to have a similar reaction. And through mindfulness, you can see, well, one, what's the reaction to that physical thing, and start to understand a bit more. So use that as a window into how you react to emotional situations. But what we also see here is how even in physical situations, the before has some impact. The after has some impact. And you can see that in emotional situations, this is probably what can happen as well. You know something challenging is coming up, and so we feel stressed about this. This is fear. Short term, we call it fear. If it's a long-term thing, right? And so in this situation, you've got a few seconds before and a few seconds after in the experiment with the thermode. The few seconds before is fear, the stress that I get from fear. The few seconds afterwards is that I guess I don't know what to call it. It's the reliving, the inner monologue saying, wow, that was hard, that was painful, that sure was a tough time for me, and seeing the stress that's around it. And so this happens in emotional situations as well. And stress isn't healthy for us. And the fact that it's possible for you to minimize this stress, it's good for your physical health. It's good for your mental health not to be stressed. As we talked about neuroplasticity, the more you get used to stressing about something, whether it's happened or not, whether it's real or imagined, the easier it is to keep falling down that route. So, why do long-term meditators not have this? Is it because of, well, I'll tell you why. Because they're so accustomed to, they have programmed themselves to dwell in the present and to not have this kind of anticipatory stress or this residual stress, that here's what's happening in the present, living in the present. This is what I experience. This is what I'm experiencing now. A couple weeks ago, I talked about the second arrow. You get hit, you feel the pain, and then the second arrow is the imaginary arrow. It's the one that goes, oh, why me? Why am I the one who got shot? Oh, this hurts so much. And what's interesting too about the stories we tell ourselves is that, how bad does it actually hurt? Sometimes we don't even know because we're so fixated on that, besides feeling sorry for ourselves, that reflecting back, oh, I've had a pain like this once and it was super painful. I remember it so clearly. Wow, it's really painful. And we kind of like graft that previous pain onto this existing pain, So the present moment is again, seeing things with curiosity, with beginner's mind. What's happening right now? Okay, so I'll get into the chat after our meditation. Thank you very much for your active participation in the chat. So let's go ahead and get into our meditation now. So get comfortable. So again, these days I've been doing seated meditation. And the reason I'm keep leading in seated meditation is, well, practice makes progress. So the more we practice doing one thing, the better we get at doing it. So let's spend a moment to drop in, to come into stillness, maybe moving the body a little bit, encourage a little bit of relaxation. So sitting up straight and tall. So arriving here in stillness, observing the body from head to toe. What do you feel here? Do you feel any tightness? If so, where do you feel that tightness? Can you pinpoint the location through your awareness in the present moment? What else do you feel on your skin? Do you feel tingling or itching, moisture, warmth or coolness? Can you feel it localized? Warmth underneath your arms and your armpits. Perspiration on the palms, perhaps. Just having a moment to check in with the body. And so I'd invite you to see if you can remain still for the duration of this practice. Even if you notice an itch on your nose, see if you can observe it, make it the object of meditation. Don't just instantly, automatically go up and scratch your nose. Instead, see if you can stay still. See if you can observe it, make it the object of meditation, whatever intense physical sensations you may experience. And then, of course, we're always feeling subtle sensations. So can you feel the gentle movement of the body with the breath? Or maybe evidence that you're breathing. Besides the expansion and contraction of the body with the breath, you can also feel air moving through the nostrils. So what are you hoping for out of today's meditation? You're looking for relaxation? So focusing the attention on the belly can aid in relaxation. If you're hoping to be more focused, sometimes focusing on the nostrils, this very small area, these rings of skin right on the inside of the nostrils, right at the entrance. Can you feel the air moving past? And so whatever object you've chosen today for your meditation, can you do your best to hold the attention there for the entire time? And remember that mind wandering is normal and natural. It's not something to admonish yourself for. Instead, roll out the red carpet for your distractions. Welcome them. They are here when they have arrived. Oh, here you are, distraction. Welcome. And through that awareness of the distraction, through the attention of it, just letting it go, letting it dissolve as we come back to focusing the attention on the breath. Are you still focused on that visceral feeling of breathing? Or are you thinking about something? So gently coming back. Focusing the entirety of the attention on observing the visceral. The sense of touch, perhaps, as it indicates where the belly is. Where is the position of my belly at any given time? Am I breathing in or am I breathing out? Are my breaths deep or shallow? Is the temperature of the air around me warm or cool? Our five senses only pick up information in the present, using them to ground us, to lock us, to anchor us in the present moment. Okay, congratulations everyone. Draw this practice to its close with 3 rings of the bell. Maybe take a moment to thank yourself for having made the time today to do this powerful practice, to help to build yourself up, build your attention, among other things. Okay, All right. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for meditating with me. Thanks for being here for each other, having this group meditation session. And here's Frank, my little morning meditation buddy. Okay. So let's have a look at the chat here. Barbara says, I also have the anticipation of feeling good. Activities. Same anticipatory activation and excitement on the brain. Same for meditators. That's an interesting question. I would guess the answer is the same as anticipatory stress. That more of being in the present. And I guess what's the what happens here as we anticipate. I think one of the maybe more common things that happens is not the first of all, I guess we'll back up. Is there any issue with anticipating the good things? Well, sometimes anticipating, being in the future and anticipating the future, waiting for something in the future to happen means that we miss out on what's happening right now. And so your life is happening right now. Even the mundane things are part of your life. And if we end up looking too far forward in the future, and we end up missing out on what's right now, what's right in front of us, hoping to hurry up to get to the next exciting thing. So probably 80% or more of your life is non-exciting things. So don't worry about it. Those things will come. And then, of course, on the flip side is when the good thing is over. And we reflect back and, I wish I was still, at Disneyland. I don't know. It's just this. I always remember when I was a kid going to the amusement park. I lived in Ohio, and there were two amusement parks, one near Cincinnati, one near Cleveland. And it was always that. It was like the day of, the day is coming, like that anticipation of it coming, and then the days after, like kind of feeling sad that it's over. And so, this kind of anticipation and residual feelings around things. It can happen around good things too. Thanks, Barbara, for sharing. And Rachel says, yesterday I booked my trip in May, 2 months away, and was awake half the night with stress, worrying about the things that might go wrong. And says, I obviously don't meditate enough. Maybe you don't have 10,000 hours yet. So there's always room for improvement. So we can keep it up. And it doesn't, I don't think you need to judge yourself for not being there yet, right? You are how you are right now, and so it's okay. Well, congratulations on at least being aware that this has happened. I think what can be even harder is I'm awake half the night and I don't know why. So thanks, Rachel, for sharing. Thank you, Judy, for your donation. Thanks, Andrew. Rob shares, love the senses only pick up information in the present. I hope Olympic meditation is a winter event. I like them better. Thanks, Rob. That reminds me of cold showers. How are you with cold showers? This is kind of the idea of purposely creating an potentially unpleasant scenario for yourself to see how you react in some unpleasant situation. If you tried the cold shower challenge, did you notice, when did the stress start? Was it like as you're turning the knob towards the cold, right? Before the cold even arrives, I'm already feeling stressed about the cold arriving. So It's practice. And now that you know about this anticipatory and residual stress, you can work on it specifically. I work on it. One way that I work on it is, over COVID, we all probably got a lot of vaccinations. So for me, is that needle. Can I feel the stress before the needle touches my skin? Or is it possible instead for me to only feel it when the needle has arrived? And that's an interesting exercise too. And can you do it without judging yourself? Just observe. Use it as a milestone, as a measuring stick. Where am I right now? And then you can see, next year when you get your vaccination or whatever, can you see, hey, I've been meditating every day. What is the change? What's the effect that it's had on me? Am I able to stay more present in those times that the stress is coming up? Diane shares, I focused on transitioning from workday to evening, a challenging time for me to meditate, and while I'm inclined to relax a bit more. Thank you, Rachel, for your donation. Rachel shares, I'm doing the cold showers the last 10 seconds, but even notice that the overall temperature throughout is lower. Thanks for sharing. Angela asks, where can we watch the recording of this session? The recording is available on that website that there's tons of videos, and the name of the channel is called Mindfulness Daily Practice. So check out Mindfulness Daily Practice. You'll find all of the recordings of, at least I just started moving them over to that website in the past month. So all the recordings in the past month are there. You can check out anything you missed, any of the topics you want to review. So Mindfulness Daily Practice. And of course, you can join Ryan's Daily Mindfulness Circle, the group here on Insight Timer. The days that I'm not here, the days that I'm resting, there are meditations at the same time for you to be able to also keep up your daily practice. So keep it up. And, as I always love to quote S.N. Goenka, what does he say? Diligently, I forget how he describes the practice. Basically saying, continue doing the practice and you're bound to be successful. You are bound to be successful. And this is the truth. Keep practicing, even if you feel like nothing's happening. It's hard to know from yesterday to today to tomorrow, even the next week. Meditate for a month every day. See if you can see a difference between February and March and April, 2023 and 2024. You're bound to be successful. Okay. Thanks everybody for all of your comments, your activity. I'll just read through these last couple comments here. Rachel says, I noticed the cold showers are exhilarating. Diane says, I used mindfulness and breathing while I was being hooked up to an IV before a procedure yesterday. Helped with the pain. Thanks, Diane. And Barbara shares, I tried the cold shower challenge, noticed my flight response to an uncomfortable situation, physical and emotional. Thanks so much. All right. Now's the time for well wishes. So we'll wish well for ourselves and wish well for each other. So you can follow along if you like. May I be happy and peaceful. May everyone here today, watching, listening, wherever they may be, may you all be happy and peaceful. May all sentient life on the earth and throughout the universe, may they all be happy and peaceful. All right. Thank you, everyone. Tomorrow's topic, let's have a quick look here. Autopilot. Oh, yes. So kind of to marry up with neuroplasticity, so we kind of go back, bring some neuroplasticity back, talk about what is the brain on autopilot. So look forward to seeing you then. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.